Hello, my friend! Today we are
Hello.
brought to you by the burning red hot summer episode because of reasons we'll explain later.
Well, I think it's pretty obvious to everyone that
Yeah, if they look outside and see the flames of hell, I think they understand where we're coming from.
the
It
world is
feels like that
burning.
sometimes.
Yes.
Yes, a little bit.
But hello everyone. Hello.
Hello.
Welcome in.
Yeah.
June edition. Can you believe it's been 3 months already again?
Yeah, time keeps getting away from us because we're just like, yeah, we'll schedule the next one when it's ready, and then we forget about it for a while. It's like, oh right, we should do this.
Yeah, we do. Oh, I mean, my memory's terrible anyway. So
Mine's usually good, but I've been busy.
Hi Nova, welcome in, and welcome in as well to Disco, Foxy, and Miramis. Thank you for getting your daily coins.
Yes, welcome. Thank you for supporting Dan, as always. So, we have several topics to go over today, but before we get on to those, why don't we catch each other's communities up with what we've been up to for the last 3 months or so?
Yes. May I go first?
Sure.
So, I love how my translator said, may I confess? What am I confessing? I'm confessing I'm gay for Pride Month. There you go. No, but, so last
Shock
time...
and surprise. Polite shock and surprise, as though I did not know.
Oh no! Who didn't know that this King of the Dragons was a fruity ass bitch? Come on!
Oh no! The gay dragon was fabulous and gay. Oh no!
I know. Okay, so last 3 months we joined the Twitch Creator Club. Yay!
Nice. I still haven't done that. I haven't tried to do that yet.
Applause.
Yay.
Then, oh, the 100 Line Last Defense Academy came out. I've been loving that. Yay.
Yeah, that's on my list. I've heard good things. I've heard very good things.
Other good things this past month. I've had a lot of commissions finished that are secret, but when everything is ready and you see the finished results, you'll all be spectacularly blown away. That's generally my last 3 months in a nutshell. Yeah, and just, fighting through depression, that kind of thing, with my therapist.
Oh yeah.
So
that's just a constant struggle these days. It's going to be a rough couple of years for all of us, I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So, in addition to an enormous amount of real life stuff, I cannot begin to tell you how bad April was for me for real life stuff. Like 2 major outages at work that both lasted 2 days each, plus a project that was 2 days long. I lost 6 working days out of 25 and was gloriously behind. Took a vacation finally in May and got to leave for a week, and then came back, and the workload has slowly been piling up again, along with the dread. So, but no, for positive streamer news, I did get a new set of overlays that I commissioned back in January. They are complete. They are live on my Twitch right now, and they are so pretty, so glorious, so calming. Yeah. So I've been really looking forward to those. I also have been working with a shorts editor that I started getting work with them back in, I think, January or February. I was interviewing a couple people at the time and sending them like, hey, here's what I want you to do, and do your best. This is functionally an interview. 2 of them I basically had to cancel the order because I sent them the files and they never got anything back to me and didn't contact me for a while. And one of them was like a month between like the last update I got from them. And
wow.
Yeah, when somebody's making shorts for you, like, hey, I'll get to it this weekend, and 3 weeks go by and you haven't heard from them, yeah, you're gonna get fired. Hey, Ez, congratulations on first. You were here first and you have the redeem to prove it. So yeah, I got a shorts editor. He's been great to work with. I just got another batch back from him. I've been putting them up on YouTube and TikTok.
Dawson, thank you for the follow.
Yeah,
Thank
Ez
you
is
for the
good.
support. Thank you for
Ez is
the
big,
what's the word? Thank you for the daily coin, Foxy. Thank you. Also,
Yeah.
780 just hit right now. Thank you very much for helping me achieve that.
Congratulations. But yeah, so getting new shorts in, some nice professionally done ones. They're making some pretty good numbers on YouTube and TikTok, so that's good. Been working a lot of art. I've been doing like art posts on Thursdays to both get through my backlog and share the new things that I'm getting done. I'm almost at the end of my queue, but every time I get there, there's more art. So, yeah, I've been doing that for like about 3 months.
Thank you. You said
Entertainingly enough,
but is it Ezza now? Is it Dawson? Whatever you want me to call you, other than pet names, I will call you. You just let me know.
I think she goes by Ezzy, or Ezinal, usually. But
all correct, but
I'll
Ez is
connect.
fine.
Ez is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Ez
Thank you,
is
Ez.
sweet, cute, bunny VTuber, and.
Oh, you stream as well as? Oh, okay. Then I will follow in response.
Yeah, giving Ez a shout out.
Bokura. What is Bokura? I don't know what Bokura is. I'm just a little guy. You know, that's what I used to say when I was a little guy. And now I'm
you're
fucking huge!
Now you're a fabulous king. But in terms of the games I've been playing, I was working on and finished the base ending for Persona 5 Royal. I have hit Christmas. I got my date, my Christmas Eve date, with my fantastic maid teacher. Oh, that was so good.
Why? Kawakami, why?
I like maids and I like brunettes.
No, bad.
Yes.
Bad little man, bad. You sussy for older lady.
Dude, if I wanted to date older ladies, I'd go after the frickin' fortune teller who literally asks you, "Hey, do you like older women?" And the correct answer to improve the relationship is, "Fuck yes, I do."
That is legit. You know, that's the most controversial relationship in a Persona game. Well, yeah, actually, yeah, in a Persona game. Today.
I'm pretty sure the drunk reporter who tries to pass you off as her boyfriend to avoid getting fired at work is more controversial than the teacher you helped escape the sussy after hours job that she was working to make money to pay off a debt that she was being blackmailed for. Like, no. I saved this woman. I love this woman, and God bless, I love you. Get to the end of that game, and it's just like you're having cake in your bedroom on Christmas Eve, and you look outside, she's like, it's snowing. Wow, it's really coming down hard out there. And I get the option to just turn to her and go, I guess that means you gotta stay the night. And she looks at me and goes, don't get cute with me, you little shit. And it's like, yes!
Okay. Deus likes a woman who will... You're a brat! Oh my god, I just realized. You are a brat. Oh my gosh.
Oh, very much so, yes. But yeah, so base game Persona is done. I'm still going to go back to do Royal, but I had a couple other things I was working on, not the least of which being Blasphemous. It was recommended to me by a friend. I played it. I hated it.
It's okay, Nova. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't be confused. Don't be hard with me. It's alright.
But yeah, did not like Blasphemous, but I got through it. I got to the ending. Got some great content out of it. One of my shorts for it is literally called, "What do you mean there are teleporting laser ghosts?"
Huh?
Yeah.
There are teleporting laser ghosts?
My editor was cooking with that one. You keep dating younger people?
Fix to that is just don't date. It's true.
You should date some older men then, Ezinel.
Oh my god. Oh fucking hell. Not in here, please. Thank you very much.
Oh, I actually collabed with Ez one night, and like, I forget how we got to the topic, but I think somebody did a thing where they spent channel points to get me to do a low voice, and I mentioned I can go lower, but I'm not doing it for free. And for 10 subs to her and 10 subs to me, I did the really low voice, and she got all flustered.
Oh my god.
But yeah, if you do want to see any of the shorts I'm mentioning, stuff's up on my YouTube. I just did the link there. But finally, also, I jumped into.
That's where I just came from.
Fine.
I just came from there. That's why I'm late.
Have a good time. But I also played through the amazing Expedition 33, and I am right there with everybody else. It's like Game of the Year contender. Like, Ez just beat it last night. I was in her stream chat with her about it. Yeah, 10 out of 10 story, 10 out of 10 characters, 10 out of 10 gameplay, 10 out of 10 music. Actually, hell, 11 out of 10 music. Like, this is an amazing game. It is probably the best RPG that's come out in the last, like, 10 to 20 years. Like, I'm not even like, this is a game that if somebody was making a list of the best RPGs that ever came out, and they're like, okay, it's down to Chrono Trigger versus Expedition 33, that would actually be really strong competition for Chrono Trigger, which is a fan favorite game. Like, this is, if you haven't played this, if this has not been on your radar, Dan, put it on your radar. My God, you are going to love this game. It's going to break your heart and make you cry at times, but you're going to love this game.
I can't afford it. But it is on my list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched up to the end of Act 1, and just from that alone means, like, for me, that is already Game of the Year right there. So,
the end of Act 1 doesn't mess around.
No, it does not. This game is not easy on your heart. So if you have, like, blood pressure problems or, like, heart problems, maybe consult your doctor before you play it. Like,
oh my God. Yeah. And it's...
Nova says, Dan, gameplay, music, story, it's a brutally good game. Yes.
But
you don't think you like Doom? Me neither. I'm not a fan of the Doom.
They're also playing Doom on Nightmare mode, so that's not a friendly recommendation from your friend.
No, they wanted to torture you.
Yeah. But that's kind of the big things I've been doing. A couple of things that have come in for me, a couple of games I've been playing, and stuff I've been working on. So yeah. Are we ready to jump into the news?
Yes. What have we got first up on? Well, shall we do my last one first?
Why don't we start with my topic of the episode? Why is it the burning red hot summer episode, Dan?
Singy, hi! Thank you so much for the support. Thank you for the follow. I am beautiful. You are correct. I can just, say you're right and let that be that,
By royal decree. And you have decreed they are right.
Thank you for the first time chat. Thank you for being here. Hope you'll get comfy and welcome to the Draconians community.
Yeah.
What is our first topic then?
I was saying, let's explain why I called it on my end the burning red hot summer episode. Let's talk about the heat.
The heat. Burning. Well, I'm not.
It's ever so slightly warm in the world right now in most of where we live. So we're melting a little bit. I am currently at a place where what is the temp? Let me I got a thing here to translate from American to other things. So currently, right now for me, it is 86 Fahrenheit, which Google tells me is 30 Celsius.
And see, I actually gotta go, but I just drove my own model for a sec. Have an amazing stream. Thank you for finding me. Thank you for coming by. Have an amazing rest of your day. Bye bye.
Bye bye. But yeah, temperature wise, currently it's 30 Celsius for me.
30 Celsius.
And probably humid as heck. It's 86 Fahrenheit.
Give me a sec.
And
Alexa, what's the temperature?
It's 29 degrees Celsius.
29. Alexa, stop. 29 degrees for me at the moment, and
Yep.
I'm like, this is too hot.
Yeah, the high today is actually going to be 90.3 is what I'm reading on my end, which actually went up from when I checked earlier. So that's going to be 32 degrees Celsius.
Kind of really.
So.
Someone posted a really good video in my Discord about this, and it was basically saying like, I think it's in the memes channel actually. It was basically saying, oh here you go. Let's see if it'll come through. Everyone's laughing at British people right now for how dramatic we're being in the heat. But if you've never been to the UK during a heat wave, you do not understand how bad it is. All of the houses in the UK are designed to keep heat in, which is okay in the winter, but when it gets
it's usually cold.
odd degrees, we melt. We cannot escape. It gets so sticky, we just cannot get away from it. And of course, none of our houses have air conditioning. No one does, so we just melt and die.
Okay, maybe we are a bit dramatic.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not good. The part of America where I live, they aggressively use AC. We are not so far south as to be in the really bad spots, but I live in a place that gets muggy as fuck, and it's so sticky and nasty. Like I took out trash earlier, and I'm like, ew. Like it's 80 something degrees Fahrenheit. It's just sticky.
Ew. Oh my god, it's so gross out here.
You ever spend 2 minutes walking out to your car and then you sit in there and you just lift up your arm and go, wow, my pits are soaked just from like that little like it's that bad, man. It's like the humidity's atrocious.
That's not good, like at all.
No. So yeah, entertaining enough, and this is kind of a funny thing for me.
Thank you, Cotton for the Dusty. He did appear, but I was too zoomed out for him to appear. Sorry.
But I did actually get a summer swimsuit made for my model. Not to stream with, but like as art.
I saw,
and it's the same
like the
art
Claire
style.
Obscure.
Well, it was actually done in January or February, and it matched Claire Obscure completely and perfectly. I didn't make it around the game. It just happened to work out that way, which is amazing. I wish I'd gotten it for a model, but it's a little too late to get a PNG made now for summer. Plus, Twitch's rules are kind of weird for that. I think it'd be fine for that style of one, but
thank you for the pat.
Yeah, why push it?
I think it looks amazing.
Thank you.
So yeah.
But yeah, a fun little easy topic to lead into to let everybody know. We are currently screaming from one of the outer circles of hell.
You say it's easy, but I just want to put out there that if you are in the UK and you have elderly relatives, please check on them. They are not equipped, their bodies are not equipped to deal with this heat. They can suffer and die if they do not hydrate enough. And even people can just fall asleep and never wake up again. So please check on your elderly relatives. Please look out for one another. Tell your friends to hydrate. If they go to sports stuff, make sure they've got bottles of water with them. Just check on your friends.
Oh my god, yes. Yeah.
And
hydrate the heck out of it. Yeah.
I would even say if your friends are saying, oh, I'm going for a jog, ask them not to. Ask them very kindly to put their health first and not dehydrate their body in the baking sun.
Yeah, if it's first thing in the morning, probably fine. If they're like, hey, I'm going for a jog at 3 PM, you have my official permission as Dan, as second most important Dan, Your Majesty, to
equally.
Just full on scissor kick their ankles and just take them out.
Self-care.
Just no, I'm saving you. Throw them in a headlock. It's fine.
We are equally.
Tell them VTubers told you it's fine.
Oh, a stretch, posture check, and hydrate. Thank you, Foxy.
Well, I actually just had a sip on my end, so I'm good for the hydrate.
Right. I will stretch at least.
Hi, Vex.
Oh, hello, Vexing Cat.
Happy Saturday.
I don't know where that came from. The ADHD brain. It's fine.
I think it came from how ADHD we both are. No, Vexing Cat is a streamer friend of mine who does You were also playing Bokurum Planet. Interesting.
That's crazy. How is it that two people you shouted out were both playing the same game?
Yeah, we had SNL Darson in here earlier, and she was also playing Bokurum Planet. But
Oh. Hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, but no, Vex is a usually a reading streamer. She reads like classical literature and poetry on Twitch under the reading and writing category. And then she does a little bit of gaming. She's starting to do more gaming. And she's doing like collabs with people. She's part of Underrealm, a big collaborative group that actually has a whole bunch of UK streamers in their first generation, and I think there's one UK streamer in their second gen. But yeah, they understand our suffering of the heat and the hot. The UK streamers do. Vex is in a place I think that's still nice and chill.
Yes. It's crazy the weather right now. So yeah, and
yes, if you take care of yourself, take care of your friends, take care of your relatives. Everybody drink more water. And no, Mountain Dew does not count as water.
No fizzy drinks. They dehydrate you. They do not hydrate. Looking at you, Foxy.
If you're British, having another hot tea, is not the same thing as drinking water.
That is true. Well, I don't know.
You can have both. You can have both. Because it's still a caffeinated drink, and caffeine's also something that like
dehydrates you. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm drinking Pepsi Max.
Foxy, this is I'm calling out my most recent newest mod. Please drink.
And you're gonna have water after the Pepsi. You're gonna alternate it. Pepsi, water, Pepsi, water, Pepsi, water. Right? Or we're coming in with the scissor kicks to your legs. You know that. That was a threat earlier. That was a genuine threat.
I'm not gonna attack my mods. They attack me. When they cling to me because I'm so big.
So you're saying they're all mine. Ooh,
I would have my mods cling to my wings and I shall run away with them. I mean,
the other mod.
Nova, you don't need my permission to do anything. So
mod fight!
Sure. Foxy, drink water. You've had over a liter of water today. Okay, that's actually pretty good for 6 o'clock, but
okay, you can finish
more.
That Pepsi Max. You can finish that Pepsi Max then.
Yeah. You know, I actually heard a story. It brings up something interesting from when I used to work in a doctor's surgery. I asked one of the GPs, like, I think it was last summer actually, or like 2 summers ago. And I was asking them about like the daily recommended intake of water, and he turned around and said that's actually a myth because he's actually had a patient drink so much water he ended up removing all of the salt from his body and he died.
Yep.
So
yes.
You shouldn't overdrink water just as much as you shouldn't underdrink water. So generally 2 liters a day is okay. Just double it.
A little to add on to that, because I have heard about that too, where it's like water toxicity, or I forget what the exact phrasing of it is. But yes, you can drink so much water that the water thins out your blood and basically poisons you.
Probably hydrotoxicity, isn't it? Because that's water.
That might be the phrase. But yeah, generally speaking, like you need to drink a lot of it and fairly quickly, and it's not like, oh, I'm having like a 2 tall glasses. It's like you need to drink a gallon of water, fill it up, and drink it again. Like it's one of those things where like when people have like radio contests, like every now and again, like, hey, we're having a water drinking contest for who can drink the most water in 15 minutes. Like nurses call into that and go like, don't do that. Somebody's gonna die. Because yes, they could, but generally like you will start feeling sick before you hit that level.
And that's when you should have something salty.
Yeah, well, that, and also just like stop having water. So like, you want to spread it out over the day. Don't try and like have all your water in one shot. It doesn't work that way.
That's the thing. If you're having a liter of Pepsi Max, why don't you split that up into like 250 ml? So a glass, 4 glasses. Like that 1 liter bottle is 4 glasses of Pepsi Max. If you had a glass of Pepsi Max and then a glass of water and then did that intermittently throughout the day, that'd be great. But doing like 1 liter of water and then 1 liter of Pepsi Max and then 1 liter of water again. I'm up in
that's 3 liters of liquids in a day. That's a little rough on your body. But that's also like if you drink, if you drink the liter of water through the morning and then you drink the Pepsi in the middle of the day, now it's the evening and you're back to water again. That probably is fine. But definitely listen to your body if it starts feeling bad. Don't do it.
Dragon, you said as someone who bleeds water due to your genetics, you drink gallons of water daily. Okay, well,
there are exceptions, which is also like when there's a when there's a recommended amount that they say like have this much, like it's like the 2,000 calories thing. Like that's just they made it that because they're just like, no, we want a round number to use to just tell people what to do. Like people don't need 2,000 calories. It varies wildly person to person because it's dependent on like how big you are, what's your metabolism, are you trying to like gain muscle or lose muscle, gain weight or lose weight, depending on what you're doing, the amount of calories you consume changes drastically. So the 2,000 they tell everybody in the US is pure bullcrap.
So Nova, whilst I understand where you're coming from, not all sugary, fizzy, caffeinated drinks are bad for you. We do need some of those nutrients that sugary drinks provide that we can't really get anywhere else. It's just if you have too much in a short amount of time, that's when it's bad for you. There is healthy drinking of these things, and then there's the unhealthy drinking of these things. Same with food.
All things in moderation. Yes.
Yeah. So
okay.
Yeah. What were you catching with the Pokécatch, by the way?
That I guess that only shows up from my channel. That's the Pokemon community game. I was trying to catch a Growlithe.
Sugar may help you when you're dizzy, but you're gonna get dizzy again when you stop drinking all the sugar. That's the thing. So, if anything, lay down. Your feet need to be elevated above the height of your head, and that will stop with the dizziness.
Listen,
not fizzy drinks. Fizzy drinks are going to give you that temporary, fix, but if you don't keep that temporary fix going, you just crash, and you end up dizzy, and you get headaches, and you get, soreness in the body, dry skin feeling kind of thing. You just want to instead lay down, put your feet above the height of your head, let the blood come back to your head so you're not feeling dizzy, and then just try sitting for a bit, for a good 20 minutes, and let your body just regulate itself again, and then go on with your day.
Yes. Perhaps take a nap in that condition. A nap would probably help too.
Oh, yes. Take a nap. Take a goddamn nap. Honestly, people scrounge on napping way too much, but napping is a normal thing. We used to do it so much. We still do. Do you know there's still siestas and stuff in Spain and shit? They go to sleep at not even Spain, Italy as well. They go to sleep at 2 o'clock in the afternoon and wake up again at 4, 5 o'clock, open their shops back up again, and that's it. They have a nap in the middle of the freaking day. It's amazing.
Lucky bastards.
I wish we had that.
Ugh, yeah. But okay. So then you said we should probably switch to a different topic now because we are going way off from the weather.
That's okay. Can't sleep during the day. You don't have to sleep. You just have to lay there and close your eyes and do nothing. Yes. Just focus on your breathing. Remember those self-care techniques I sent you, Foxy? Practice
your meditation.
Breathing. Yes. Practice your meditation. 15 to 20 minutes a day. I want to bring us over onto Nintendo. Are they evil or just capitalist bastards?
So obviously this is in conjunction with the news for both the release of the Switch 2 and the announcement of the Switch 2. I think we didn't have a Switch 2 the last time we did a Dan and Dan. So they announced Switch 2 and shipped it since the last one.
Yes, crazily enough, a whole handheld console has been announced and released within 3 months.
Yeah, so we might need to do these Dan and Dans a little bit more frequently.
No,
entire console releases.
It's fine. It's fine. We're okay with every quarterly. We're okay.
Since this is your topic, sell me on your position, Dan. What are your thoughts on the Nintendo?
I think that I don't agree with the Switch 2 being a thing. I think they have not worked on they cannot call it the next generation of the Switch when they are still having the same problems from the original Switch. That they didn't even try to address or fix or anything like that. Like there's still Joy-Con drift
I thought they
in later
redesigned
models.
it.
And I am predicting here and now, saying it on the 21st of June 2025, Switch 2 is going to eventually get Joy-Con drift.
It might. They from what they were describing during the Nintendo Direct about it, they were saying they redesigned everything from the ground up. So maybe they patched it, but it's still a little early in the cycle to know that for certain.
So. The Switch 2 runs at 60 FPS, which is a standard performance for any console. Why did the Switch 1 not release with that then? Like, come on, Nintendo. Come on, sweeties. Instead of focusing on consoles, make your games better instead.
Well, they don't have a whole lot of exclusives. Like, they have Mario and Zelda, they have Pokemon, but, that's Game Freak making those games shitty. That's not Nintendo.
I don't think that's true, because have you heard of Beast of Reincarnation?
Oh, is that the other Game Freak
game
that they
Game
announced?
Freak's single game, like just them themselves, no Nintendo input at all, and that game looks freaking amazing. So I think it is wholly on the Nintendo part that
Maybe
the game development side is bad. I think Nintendo crunches things quite heavily in terms of deadline.
Oh, I'm sure they do, because there's a new Pokemon game like every 2 years or some crap like that. Like it's bad.
Nova says, according to some reviews, there's Joy-Con drift. There you go. Already, Switch 2 Joy-Con drift. They didn't even fucking fix the problems from the first console. They just said, hey, let's make this shiny new, add some magnets, make it look pretty, a little bit bigger. Let's put in an actual freaking game to like showcase the different things with the console. That whole Switch
and charge
2...
you for that one.
Not even free. That should be free. I watched a whole video of someone playing that. There is nothing unique or special in that game at all. It's boring as heck. I
agree with you. It should have been free, or like dirt cheap, like $1 or $2. But
it should be the first thing you do when you turn on the Switch 2. Is you play that as your introduction to, or you can skip it, like it's a choice, or you can skip it, and then you get into the console. Not like you have to pay for it. It should have been free.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
Built-in
that
hardware.
Is one of the things. Yeah.
Sorry.
What do you think about the game prices, Dan?
What are they again? I haven't even looked at this because I'm so disgusted.
Mario Kart's $80.
All right, thank you for bringing me another point to my side. $80 for a Mario Kart World game is the most stingiest capitalist bullshit Nintendo have done since freaking Wii came out. The actual Wii and then the Wii U. The Wii U shouldn't have even existed, in my personal opinion. I think the Wii U was a money grab, and I think the Switch 2 is also now a money grab, because... But the thing is, Nintendo doesn't even need the money. They don't need money. Nintendo makes so much money from, like, memorabilia and merchandise and all this other crap, like sponsorships and things. Like, they don't need money. So why, Nintendo? Why are you shilling money into things that you don't need to be making?
They're a publicly traded. They're a publicly traded company. They have to have good returns, otherwise the investors get angry.
The investors need to stop investing then. This is my message to you, Nintendo investors. Stop before they go bust. Because it will come. They will get absolved into someone else. sooner or later, it's probably going to be Microsoft because they are just buying everything up at this point.
Yeah.
Even Sony can't keep up with the amount of company or like game studio buy-ins that Microsoft are doing.
I think Microsoft's going to get an antitrust lawsuit pretty soon. They're buying a whole lot of stuff.
What is an
that's
antitrust lawsuit?
So in the US, if a company gets too big and is in too many places, basically they're like, okay, so you make the computer, you make the software on the computer, you run the ISP for the computer, you run the game live service for the computer, you own the handhelds for the game live service for the computer, you do all of these things. Okay, that's too much. It's like
They've
like
got
for
too much
example,
power. Yeah.
For like an example is like oil barons in the 1800s and 1900s in America, where like they didn't just own the oil fields, they owned the railroads, they owned the places that made barrels to put the oil in. They basically every stage of production they owned it, so they basically just drove everybody out of business. But Switch 2 is amazingly expensive. They have amazing games that are expensive. It's a high quality console, expensive. Have I said it's expensive? Will I get one in the future? Maybe. Have they become affordable? Right now, no, according to Nova.
And I'm Nova as well. But I will have to take off the will I get one in the future? Maybe if they become more affordable. I just would not get one. Nintendo's just turned me off of supporting them completely. Which is really freaking... I think that's partly why I'm angry, is because their business practices, whilst had been questionably greedy, were still good. Like, I still supported them. And
yeah, the copyright stuff that they did was a little sus and a little aggressive. From what I understand.
I hated that era of Nintendo, like grabbing at straws and everything. It's horrible.
Oh, we're still there. Like the Pal World lawsuit is a great example of that. My God. Yeah. So
still love Pokemon and Eevee, but it was a pleasure of soul. Soul is spelled SOUL, but I can't support Nintendo.
I don't know. Maybe he's putting his foot up Eevee's ass. They are making those life-size Eevee dolls. I noticed the Vaporeon one sold out real fast. Apparently, they're gonna be putting out a Sylveon one soon too. And somebody in a Discord server I mod for is like sharing this so all of the trans people can have FOMO about it because Sylveon's gonna sell out real fast.
Yeah, it is. It is gonna be like. I was gonna do an analogy, but my brain doesn't have the energy for an analogy.
No. We all know it's gonna sell out. But so here are my so here are my thoughts on the Switch 2. One, I actually do agree that doing a Switch 2 was the right idea because the Switch 1 tremendously popular. Don't break it and try and innovate to something completely backwards. Like take what you did and make it better. Don't throw it all out. Don't throw out one of the best consoles you've had in decades to just try and be like, well, we want to try something new. Like no, don't fuck this up, Nintendo. So they kind of had me on point for that. The $80 games is definitely a thing that I'm like, oh, listen here, you sons of bitches, because their stuff never goes on sale either. Like they're personal titles, it never does, which is honestly a thing that they need to fix. But from what I actually saw from Mario Kart World, I actually think that might be worth the $80 because it's not just Mario Kart. It's literally like you have that exploration mode, so you have an open world map to explore that you can just go in with your friends and drive around. And that's a lot of work and effort to build that. And I can see that being like, no, that might actually have enough to justify the $80 price tag. But there is a degree of like, do not overuse this, Nintendo. You will piss people off.
Magic,
there's actually
for the support.
Yeah, because there's actually a term I found online where somebody was referencing it. It's more of a physics expression, but they were referencing it for business called thermocline, which is basically like when you're in a body of water, as you go deeper and deeper underwater, it gradually gets colder until you hit the thermocline. At which point, when you go below that, it rapidly gets colder. It's basically the point where like the heat stops penetrating. And someone references that for like business and like business reputation, where companies have a good reputation that like maybe they slowly chip away at it and like start to get some bad rep until they pass the thermocline when everybody hates them. And like that for you, Nintendo passed the thermocline. They haven't done that for me yet, but the more people they tick off, the more people they upset, the harder it's going to be to come back from. Because yeah, once you pass that, like Nintendo burned a bridge for you. They're gonna have to work real hard to come back from that at all. And definitely the more $80 games they try and push, because that's one of the things. Like everybody says we want bigger and better games, but people don't want to pay for it. So there's some point where like you have to just look at people and go like, well, we can't give you what you want for the price you want. And instead of just trying to make these giant bloated games that cost too much and take too long, we have to crunch people to make them, we're just going to give you a smaller, more modest game that's good. And just like, you're just going to have to deal with it. I do agree with you wholeheartedly that the demo should have been part of it. Like that should have been like Wii Sports. Like there's no reason to not have it included as part of it. That's literally just like one of the executives at Nintendo hates giving stuff away for free. Apparently, like the guy who developed Wii Sports had to like fight him on it to put Wii Sports in for free. He's like, no, they need something on the console to play it for free, so they can enjoy it without having to buy
it. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So like that was a whole part of it. But also I saw some sales numbers. Apparently opening weekend for the Switch 2, it moved about like 25% of the lifetime sales of the Wii U, which is a metric I shared in on Discord with people, and people were like, wait, why the fuck are they comparing it to the worst Nintendo console?
I need to rebuttal this. Because the reason it dropped that many numbers is because they released it so quickly after announcing it. That like has never happened at all in terms of like a console being announced so close to then its release date. That's the reason why the Switch 2 went so quickly, and because we all know from the problems of the PlayStation 5 having issues with getting its parts, causing PlayStation 5 shortages, that the parts for consoles are going to drastically reduce unless the consoles of the future adapt to more renewable sources. But then they can't, because you need, you know, all these motherboards and fans and things, and they all have to be a certain coding in order to work properly to keep the console cooler so it can run these higher-end games. The future games are not going to be... They can't be as intensive as the games of now if the consoles want to be able to run them.
There needs to be some kind of technical advancement if they want to keep getting the graphics better. Everything else has everything else to catch up, and it's not. Graphics are too advanced, and everything else needs to catch up to that.
I think that's why the Switch 2 sold so quickly, is because the problems with the PS5 and the problems with the Switch caused a mass like hysteria, and I think also like there was hype as well around it. Like
Nintendo also
pre-ordered it, you got some kind of bonus, I think, if I remember correctly. So everyone was like, pre-order.
Scalpers and FOMOs are a big part of it too. Also, part of the reason why I think Nintendo turned it around so fast is they announced it, and then like 2 weeks later was Trump's Liberation Day with all the tariff bullshit, and Nintendo's like, we'll figure out what the prices are. FOMO is fear of missing out, Dan.
Thank you.
But like Trump did that tariff bullshit, and everybody's like, wait, how much is the Switch 2 going to cost now? And Nintendo's like, we're going to get it out in 2 months, don't worry. We're going to get it out as soon as possible. Because I think they want to make their sales money before people tack another 30% or whatever the number is going to be onto Switch prices.
A huge amount of third-party influences that caused an increase in Steam 2 sales. One, obviously, what you've just mentioned that I had forgotten about, the whole, like, the tariffs that were implemented. Those would have caused a mass panic. The PS5 problems would have caused, like, problems already. Where we're worrying about that kind of thing. The fear of missing out too, absolutely. Scalpers, yes.
Always,
there was one other thing as well, but I can't remember it now, and that was weird because it was right in my mind, and now I've lost it.
Calling the built-in game calling system, you knew it would not work as shown. Yeah, no, it's
so laggy.
It's a perfect
adverts
it's a perfect
on TV.
demo.
Like, it's so laggy.
Yeah, it's terrible. Everybody I saw that was watching that with me, because I think I streamed that, and like we're all like, nobody wants this. No streamer wants this. Like maybe some like normies want this. The actual gamers don't. We don't care. We don't give a fuck. But also the Switch 2 pricing, which people were really you didn't touch on it too much.
What was the price of the Switch 2? Because I didn't want to get it, I didn't really look at its pricing. So
Switch 1 was $300. Switch 2 is $450. Or you could get a bundle. You get a bundle for $500, which also comes with Mario Kart. Which is
Mario Kart World.
Yeah, the Switch Mario Kart $50 instead of $80. Yeah. So it's a discount. Well, also these are US dollars. I don't know what it is in pounds.
$80
and people
is about $69.99. They probably price it at.
Okay. But like people were really up in arms about the price because it is like a 50% markup, and they're like, why is this cost 50% more? And I was kind of looking at it and like trying to figure it out. I'm like, well, no, if you look at inflation numbers, no, that doesn't work out. So inflation doesn't perfectly explain it, but when they started talking about like how powerful it is, and like, yeah, this is as strong as a PS4. I'm like, okay, what was the price of the PS4? And the PS4 was $400, and a $50 increase with inflation. Inflation does explain the $50 bump from $400 to $450. So if they're using similar quality parts, similar quality resources, I can see it costing $450, but that is definitely a big pill for people to swallow, to have a console that used to be $300 and now it's $450. And it's exactly what you were saying earlier. We're like, yeah, they need all these expensive parts to let it play the things that they're trying to push, but then that prices people out of it.
Yeah. I think I'm gonna go back to my point of like I can't support Nintendo anymore.
No,
and
that's fine. I'm not disagreeing with your point. Like that is a personal decision. Like I'm on the list for Nintendo to notify me of when they have a Switch 2 that I could get. I don't even really have a game that I'm interested in for it. I'm just like, I might.
Why are
pick this
you
up for
getting
stream.
it? Why?
I'm not, because it's basically like they will notify me if one's available, and I get the option to order. I get like 3 days to make the decision then.
No.
Honestly,
that's not what I'm asking about. I'm asking, like, why would you consider buying a console if there are no games on that console that you currently are like that you want to play?
There might be ones later.
I
know a friend that
highly doubt that.
Touche, fair. But no, I know a friend that bought it just because she wants to play Dustborn.
It's gonna come to Steam in a year. You can wait a year.
This woman cannot wait. She loves her Soulsborne game. She loves her FromSoft games, and Bloodborne is her favorite game. She's playing Dustbloods on release day. I know her. She's going to.
Yeah, it's sad.
Arabi's on the Nintendo hate train too. You got a friend.
Yay! Dan. I have tons of friends out there. There are loads of us who are not fans of Nintendo anymore.
No point in the Switch 2 or the prices. Yeah, that's fair, Ravi.
Mm-hmm.
Like I can understand where things are coming from, but yeah, my decision to buy one or not varies heavily on how accessible money is to me at that particular moment and whether or not I actually give a damn then. I just kind of signed up as like, keep me in the list, keep me in mind when one becomes available, and I'll make the decision then.
Yeah, you did. I just realized that the person who recently followed me, their name is actually, like, they've replaced it with, like, some of the letters with numbers, but their name is Magic School Bus Dropout, and I love that.
That's cute. I like that one.
I love the Magic School Bus. It was a lot of fun to watch that, so...
But I think we've beaten Nintendo to death a little bit.
Oh, absolutely. But I could, yeah. Anyway, have we got a short thing?
I
don't, do you want to do your first topic? I want that to
yeah,
be
I'm thinking the first topic because we kind of... Yeah, it's a little blah. Actually, I see a thing here pinging about an ad break in 5 minutes. Do you want to tap ad break and come back in 3, and then we'll get on to my first topic?
I don't have an ad break yet.
I think I
That's
started
odd.
just a little bit before you.
Oh.
You do 3 an hour, right?
I-
3 minutes an hour.
3 minutes of ads every hour. Yeah.
Yeah, so I have like 4 minutes and 30 seconds left till mine hard starts. So I'm guessing.
Oh
yours
wow,
didn't.
yours. Oh, mine only notifies me when it's 3 minutes till it starts. So
No,
there
mine's 5
might
minutes.
be an ad coming. I just don't know yet.
Ah. Did you have it set up to trigger it earlier?
No, I've got it set so that it notifies me an ad is coming 3 minutes before the ad starts. That's the warning will pop up in 1 minute, so 4 minutes until ads.
Okay.
Have you got 4 minutes till ads?
Yeah, basically for me.
Okay. Thanks, Nova. So can we quickly mention about the whole graduations and get that out the way in 4 minutes?
Yeah, we'll segue. Well, I don't know about 4 minutes. It's a bit much, but yeah, the topic I have listed on my end is what was up with that April. It's my Jerry Seinfeld arc of yeah, we had a heck of an April with the Trump tariffs that we mentioned earlier, 2 Hololive graduations, everything that was going on with Cinder. I think we lost 1 or 2 Niji Sanji people that month, and Matark on the Shoujo. And like, what the fuck was April, man? What was April? Just a moment of silence for April, because holy shit. Like, that would have been a little bit more relevant to talk about like shortly after it happened. I don't want to go digging things up too much, but like we talk about VTuber news on here a little bit. It's hard not to talk about VTuber news and not be like, man, what a fucking April we had.
Yeah, a lot of quick graduations in quick succession, and that was hard-hitting month for everyone. It was
And
very
the implosion
upsetting.
The implosion of one of the biggest ENVTubers in the scene. So like, Matt Pat is now in politics campaigning on AI restrictions. Yes, I saw that. Yeah, I saw that, Foxy.
He's in politics campaigning on AI restrictions and internet safety. Why is it taking an influencer like Matt Pack to say anything in order for people to listen in the government? That's ridiculous.
Well, that's because the political class is just like rich people who don't care. So yeah, they're entirely divorced. These people don't even know. These people don't know what Facebook is, let alone AI. Like, they're getting advice on AI from Elon Musk, a man who, after he left office, they're like, yeah, he had a bottle of pills he just walked around with every day, and just took a whole bunch. People want him to be president? Matt Pat or Elon Musk?
Matt Pat?
Hopefully Matt Pat is president.
No, he won't do it. He won't run for president. He doesn't want that attention. That's why he stepped away from game theory and all the other theories, was because he doesn't want to be caught up in something for the rest of his life. He wants to, live with wifey and family and just enjoy it.
Yeah. But yeah, so it was overall a heck of an April, because I even said like my personal life and my work life and my IRL job was a mess in April too. So like April was a hell of a month for me on all sides. The only good thing that came out of April was Expedition 33.
So we had Gura graduate. We had
Gura and Mume graduated.
And then Iniji was Folga, if I remember correctly.
I think so. And then Matar Khan left Shoujo near the end of the month.
That's fine, because and then they're still streaming individually. They're just not under Free Shoujo.
Yeah, but it was still just like holy, like it was like one more thing after everything else. So that was just, it was a lot. And then obviously the whole Cinder thing, and we don't need to dig into that too much.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
ad break, I think.
Ad break. So, gonna tap the button and we'll be back in a few minutes, folks.
Be back soon. Okay, we are coming back, everyone. What topic are we going to be discussing now?
All right, we are back in. I have 2 more topics, and you have 1. So do we want to do another one of mine, or do we want to do your other one? Nova, April was a mess. Graduations, hiatus, Cinder, Pixel Link collapse, Hispanic VTuber doxing incidents. Ooh, mostly early May. And then there was a girl that faked the whole agency. Oh yeah, I heard about that. That was a crazy lady. Yeah, somebody basically faked a whole bunch of VTuber accounts. She pretended to be like an entire agency, and then also like staged her own suicide, or not staged, but faked her own suicide to get out of some drama. Yeah, it was a mess.
That is crazy. Why would...
Yeah.
That person needs a lot of help.
She's very deranged. Yeah, everything I've heard about her is nuts. But yeah, big mess. But yeah, I don't have anything to add to that, Nova. It's more of a, as I was saying to Dan during the break, like this is more of a, it's been 3 months since we did one of these. It's hard to talk about topics in the VTuber space without at least mentioning, that sure was in April, wasn't it? And we're leaving it a little bit at that. We're not going to go deep in any of the topics because it's both old news and it's sad news, and we don't want
I've requested reduced negativity.
Yes.
So if you're wondering, why are we not talking about this stuff? It's because the drama has happened. I don't want to be discussing it for my own sake of mental health. Yeah. Thank you very much.
April Fools went too hard. It really did, Pickles. It really did.
Pickles! No, not the April Fools.
So in the interest of reducing negativity, I have one other negative topic. I have a second negative topic. And then we have your positive topic. Which would you like to do, Dan?
Let's do your this one. Let's do this one.
I'll do the. Okay, so I was gonna actually do the other one, but
we were just talking about VTubers, so it makes sense that we do this.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I saw a bunch of stuff in the last month or so where VTubers were getting banned off of Twitch, and people were really getting up in arms about Twitch hates VTubers. Anytime any VTuber gets banned, it's always Twitch hates VTubers. Twitch hates VTubers. Double standard and blah 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 blah.
Bingo boingo. Tomato.
Yeah. Honestly, from what I've seen from some of the people getting banned, some of these people are either not safe for work content creators or people who do borderline spicy content and then basically just went too far and got dinged. One of them was a person who was just yeah, I got banned while wearing my swimsuit in the swimsuit category. Her swimsuit was her in her normal outfit, but she turned off the layer for the skirt. So she's wearing a bodysuit with stockings and garters and tried to pass it off as a swimsuit. And I'm like, honey, no one has those tan lines. No one wants those tan lines. You are just lying through your teeth. And Twitch called you out on it. And you got your 1-day ban, your 3-day ban, and you still went there protesting your innocence loudly, but you full of shit. You just full of shit. And yeah, so whenever you see somebody getting banned off of Twitch and people complaining about how Twitch hates VTubers, some of them are just memeing and some of them are just idiots, because usually there's a reason and it's often a good one.
And then there are some who it's real for. For example, dear friend D the Sphinx, she was told she couldn't use her belly dancing model would,
I heard about that. Yeah.
anymore. So she's had to cover up her hips. The only thing that was the problem was that her hips were showing.
She did have her hips on that one. Yeah.
I'm still not sure why Twitch found that to be a problem. I'm still in D's corner when it comes to this. I will always be in D's corner when it comes to this. There are those out there who are unfairly targeted by Twitch's like VTuber regulations of what we can and can't do. But then I have to say, like, if there are literal people on Twitch who are doing worse, then why are we getting called out on it?
Yeah, and that's a little bit of selection bias too. But like when it comes to the hip rules and stuff, I actually think that started back because I like when that thing got announced like last fall, like I jumped into the threads because it's a topic I've really focused in on for some reason. But there was a VTuber I followed back in 2022 who got dinged, honestly, for a similar model as D's, but much racier. Like the only opaque clothing she had was like a micro thong, and everything else was like transparent silk with like metal around her to hold stuff up and give her outfit shape, but everything else was transparent. And she got dinged by Twitch, and they did the whole spiel that they always do, where they're like, yeah, your model's not appropriate, you're not terms of service. And she's like, okay, what about it is not terms of service? And like, please read the terms of service and adhere to the rules. And she's like, well, what about the rules am I not following? What's going on? And she kind of went back and forth about that a little bit. And some of the things that went around in the fall were things that happened back at that time. Yeah, with regards to D, like, because I was following her story a little bit, and she even said, like, when she debuted her model and she was coming onto Twitch as a partner, she showed them the model and said, is this fine? And they said, yes, it is. And then 6 months later, like, oh, by the way, we're going to come around and enforce this rule that we've been letting people slide on for like 2 years. And that's actually where I'm 100% in the corner of everybody that's just like, what the fuck is this rule? Because Twitch has done a miserable job of enforcing this stuff, and it sucks.
Yes, absolutely.
It really does, and they can definitely do a better job of enforcing it and being more honest about it. Because I've seen some VTubers like, you know, because there was a thing that somebody on Twitter posted earlier this month talking about men's mental health awareness and like, you know, what are some good things in talking about that? And my one comment was like, one of the biggest things for me was getting over the stigma of therapy and going in and seeing a counselor. And they kind of went back and forth like, yeah, no, that's a big issue for men and da. I'm like, yeah, it gives me a safe place to talk about. And they don't even need to be serious things. My therapist hears all the VTuber drama. I have literally gone to my therapist one time and go like, okay, so there's this streamer I know, and I think she dresses like a whore, and I need your opinion. I need your opinion to tell me, am I being an asshole? Am I being a misogynist?
Why do you need your therapist's opinion to validate your own opinion?
One of my therapist's perspective is a sounding board, because I'm like, okay, you're a single mother with 2 kids, 2 male sons, and you used to work as a bartender in a strip club. You have perspective. I would like perspective to know, am I wrong for hating this? And I showed her the outfit, and she's like, holy shit, some of the strippers I work with dressed more conservatively than this woman is doing. And I'm like, okay, good, it's not just me. And that's not me making it up. That was, I don't remember which VTuber that was for, but that was for one of them. And she's like, holy shit. I'm like, okay, good, it's not me. It's not just me.
Some of them, I mean, I'm very much in the corner of the
entertainment sector, and people try and push. People try and go as far as they can,
and why shouldn't they? Honestly, I might get cancelled for this. I don't know. My stance is people can wear what they want to wear, and that also is vice versa. People do not have to wear things if they don't want to wear things. For explanation, I was watching a show earlier this year that's based in Australia, and it was called like You Can't Ask That. It's on Netflix. Go check it out. And they questioned the nudist community of Australia and asked them about why they, do not wear clothes and why they go nude and things. And I think VTubers should be the same as that, in that if we don't want to have clothes on, we... basically, this is all going to come to a major societal problem that focuses on the sexuality of the nude human body when it's not a sexual thing. If it is a sexual thing, then what is wrong with your mind, first of all? Because babies come out nude. Does that mean you sexualize them? No. So why would you sexualize an adult human body? You shouldn't, and don't do it, please. Thank you.
I see your perspective. I disagree.
You can disagree all you like. I mean, it's not going to.
I will explain my disagreement eventually. I'll give you time to finish your point, but I do want to preface, like, I do actually disagree with you on this.
I think that if people do not want to wear clothes in public, that is their choice. Just like whether to get a tattoo or not is their choice. There are hygiene and health risks that come with both. You know, you could be walking and you step on glass and bam, you've got a cut foot and it gets infected, bam, you're at the hospital. That's medical costs you're going to have to pay, right?
Yep.
On the other hand, same with the tattoo. You get a tattoo, bam, it comes infected, you're at the hospital, blah, blah, blah. I'm not just comparing nudism to getting a tattoo, by the way. This is much
No. I mean, these are two infections. You're comparing apples to apples.
This is why I'm concerned of getting cancelled, because people might be like, oh my god, how could you compare tattoos to being nude, blah, blah, blah. It's an infection source to an infection source. I'm following you. I'm on the same page. The human body is not an innately sexual thing. The only thing that makes it sexual is our thoughts. So, if we are looking at a naked human body and thinking sexual thoughts about the human body, of course there's going to be arousal. Of course you're going to get hard on, or you're going to feel horny or whatever. But if you look at a naked human body, it's like, what's that show? Naked Attraction. Alright? Those people can look at each other naked and they don't get boners or horny or anything like that. They're literally just naked human bodies looking at naked human bodies. It's just a choice and a lifestyle that people should be allowed to live if they would like to. I think I've now made this generally a nudism thing. I'm not to say I am a nudist. I am not.
I think
I'm not. But
Dan, you're a VTuber. It's the meme that we're all just sitting here just freebirding it.
I am not. I dress as formally as I do.
I'm teasing.
And I think we should all learn to respect the human body more for what it is, which is just a human body. It's not an object of your pleasure. It's not something for you to be disgusted looking at. It's just something that is there. And it's the same as like everything else in the world. Food is food. All right. People get turned on by food. Did you know that?
Okay, I'm gonna pull you back from that, because yes, I do know that, but you're starting to crash out a little bit.
I'm not crashing out.
A little bit. You're starting to get into food kink stuff.
I'm just saying that the human body is not an object of desire. That society has made it that way based on the thoughts of some old white men, and now that is where we're at.
You are crashing out. Yep. So,
you know what, Ravi? If ravioli gets you going, good for you. Okay, stick your finger in there and have a bit of fun. All right.
Down, boy, down. So with regards to the topic at hand, I'm gonna have to catch up here a little bit on these things. So I do say I disagree with you. I don't agree with the idea that you can wear whatever you want. Twitch is a place I look at as, this is not our house. Like, we have a room there and we're allowed to have a room there, but this is Twitch's house and Twitch makes the rules, and those rules include a dress code. So you're not going to come to somebody else's house. Like, again, if you want to be a nudist, that's fine. If somebody invites you to a house and say, oh, the dress code is business casual, or you go to work, the dress code is business casual, and you break the rule specifically and explicitly, that's not okay, because it's for the comfort of other people. And I agree with you, people should be more chill, and they aren't. But also in the case of something like Twitch, as much as I hate people bringing this up, there are kids on the platform. And the last thing I want isn't even necessarily for the kids to not see boobs or whatever. Kids are going to look at that stuff anyways.
Exactly.
The problem is, I don't want their parents pissed off that the kids are seeing boobs because the kids might get a little fucked up. We can fix that. We'll get them some therapy. It'll help.
Parents should raise their children better. Is my response.
But well, also yes. But the problem is parents have money and parents have lawyers, and that's why I don't want the kids to see a titty on Twitch, because the parents are just gonna come and sue the website, and they're just gonna have to napalm the whole site for anything remotely sexual. Because yeah, like that's kind of my perspective, because it's a topic for me that looks like consent, because Twitch is basically saying this is what we're comfortable with you doing, and streamers are like, no, fuck you, I'll dress how I want. And Twitch is like, well, that makes us uncomfortable, please stop. And people are like, no, I do what I want. And it's like, no. Do you think you two play Boca or Plant together? I don't know anything about the game.
I don't know anything about the game either.
I need to be sold on a little bit more, and it's not. To me, it's the parents' responsibility with the children watch. I agree with you, Ray. But the point is
accountability, and we don't do that
it's
anymore.
It's my rant, damn you. Let me have my rant.
No, I will jump on your rant.
Yeah.
Parents, listen to me. Your children should be raised better by you, not the state, not Twitch's rules. You brought that life into this world.
The problem is, the parents are the ones voting, and they're voting for politicians who are like, no, it's totally the company's responsibility, not yours as a parent. And there's no accountability.
We are coddling people all the way through adulthood, and I'm sick and tired of it.
Yeah. But no, so for me, the topic of dress code and things like that, it's less of a conversation about censorship, and it's more of a conversation about consent. Because if you're in if you've ever been in a kink community, or if you ever talked to people in a kink community, consent is king. Even for regular sex, consent is king. But
yes, I agree.
You need the consent of everybody involved. Twitch has been very clear, both explicitly and implicitly, they do not want to have sex and nudity on their site. They don't. And people who push that line and break those rules, they get caught and they get in trouble for it. And I think that's correct of them to do.
How are hips though? Hips.
It's a moving bar. And I say that as somebody who watched Instagram go from a platform of artists with nudity on the site. I was on Instagram the week it was open to Android devices, which is the same week it was sold to Facebook. I was on Instagram pre-Facebook. There was nudity on there. It was celebrated. It was artistic. Great. It was
I grew
fantastic.
up on the internet as well, and I see why they don't want it. Like, I'm hearing every point Dan is raising here. Okay, I understand every point you're raising here.
But I promise you, I will loop around to something that will make sense. The problem with letting streamers self-censor themselves instead of having the website come down and say, like, this is the minimum standard of behavior, be above this point or you will be punished. And that is because people have no chill. So looking at the way Instagram and how censorship worked on there and how people basically hit a rule and tried to get around it. Like if Twitch is like, okay, minimum standard rules, no one gets to show genitals and women can't show their nipples. Okay, you're gonna have somebody show up, and they're gonna have like a Lolita or Lolicon model that like covers up the nipples and covers up the groin, and that's it. Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
there's gonna be people who break the rules and try and push the envelope. So you have this person with this model that is clearly inappropriate for Twitch. Nobody's arguing that somebody should be using a lolicon. No. Let me go. I'm building to a point.
Let's test this.
Because it's basically
this now that I'm showing on stream, just a bare chest, pectorals, muscles. Is that Twitch okay?
Twitch does not have any issue with masculine chests. You can show that.
So a shirtless guy working out in a gym is allowed to stream on Twitch?
Yes.
Okay, but let's say it's a trans female to male, right? And they have not had top surgery yet, or for example, and there are boobs. What is the difference between a large man's pectorals and a lady's boobs?
So Twitch's language there, because actually after the whole like hip thing that they did last fall, I sat down and read the rules, and it's things like the language they use is like female presenting. It's not. You cannot show your chest if you're a man. or you cannot show your tits if you're a woman. You can if you're a man, because people will do that. People will be like, well, now I identify as a man and I'm taking my shirt off, and even though there's titties, like because people will do that. People try to do that. I watched people try to do that on Instagram. Like people will do that. And the example I was giving of somebody like a young looking model that's not wearing enough clothes, inappropriate. And I have an example. I could show you a streamer that actually just in the last month got banned off of Blue Twitch, the site that I won't mention by name, but an adult streaming website that it's basically like an alternate Twitch, has subscriptions, everything. She was using a model on there that looked like
Can
it
you
was
DM me the
11
name of that site, please? So I can stay in
awesome.
touch with the context, because I'm not sure.
That's the name of
Yes.
Yeah, that's Blue
included,
Twitch.
thank
That's
you.
Blue Twitch.
Mhm.
So she tried to stream on Blue Twitch with a model that looks like it's 11 or 12 years old, that also has a very like meme stereotypical Japanese elementary school backpack. Like that's how keyed in she is to like a lolicon model. She tried to stream on Blue Twitch with that model. She got banned, and they told her you can't come back until you change your model. She's like, okay, what do you want me to change? And like, you need to change your model. Okay, what do you want me to change? Change it to make it appropriate. Well, what do you want me to change to make it more appropriate? It's going to cost me hundreds of dollars to update my model. Tell me exactly what you need. It's like, ma'am, you need to understand that you have to fit this standard. You cannot stream on this site with that model. You can't. And she had toggles to take her clothes off to be in her underwear. She had toggles to take her underwear off in that model. In a model that has a body type that looks like it's 11 or 12 years old.
Yeah, Lolitas.
And she's trying to stream. She's trying to stream on an actual adult platform with that. And 100%, she would try and use that on Twitch if it was allowed. She would. It's her responsibility to read terms and conditions. Yes, that's basically what all these platforms do. That's the same thing that happened to the woman in 2022. It's the same thing that happened to this woman on Blue Twitch here. They basically, they won't tell you what's wrong. They'll tell you, read the terms of service and make sure you follow them, because that's a test. If you don't read the rules or can't understand what you've read, you're still going to be actioned for it. It's a bare minimum, and they're not going to put up with people being bullshit about it and being like, hey, I don't understand what this rule means. It's like, it means you can't go on the site and dress in a way that's inappropriate. Well, what counts as inappropriate? Read the section that explains what's inappropriate. Well, I read it, but I don't understand it. That's not our responsibility. If you don't understand the rules, get off the site. They won't say that. They're too nice to say it, but that's the underlining rule. So, like, I get where you're coming from, but in terms of, I don't want to piss off the normies. And I think people should cover up that. And I also think, like, because you even saw it on Twitch in the last couple years when they put artistic nudity on. What's the first thing that happened the night that was up? One VTuber took her clothes off. VTuber took her clothes off, and she went there trying to bullshit everybody. Like, no, my body is art, so it's allowed. It's like, no. Twitch's rules say a VTuber is the same as a flesh tuber when it comes to the outfit rules. You do not get an exception. The only exception you get is VR chat. And I watched a video with VShojo's Giga talking with Clancy, the CEO of Twitch, and he explains they use the category to filter. So if you sign into Twitch and if you go to Twitch and you're not signed in, you don't see VR chat as a category. If you sign in and the account is for somebody that's under the age of 18, you don't get recommended VR chat as a category. You have to go digging.
You can still search for it though.
You can still search for it, but it's not on the homepage. They don't recommend it.
Wow.
And that's how they filter it, so they don't show this stuff to kids. Same with the ASMR category, same with the beaches, pools, and hot tub category. The category is the filter. That, and also people who tag their streams as more adult. That's how they keep kids from finding this stuff, and that's how they keep the whole train going, and we don't get this shut down because, you know, the wrong person's kid saw a titty one time and the mom showed up with a lawyer and a bunch of her friends with their lawyers, because it'll happen. People like we were talking about the irresponsibility of parents. That's the problem. They won't watch their kids. They won't keep their kids away from this stuff, and people can and will take advantage of their kids and show them a titty and try and sell them something.
So you're saying, if I wanted to have a nude VTubing model, I might as well go to an adult streaming site.
Yes, I would say if you want to stream with a nude model, or you want to play a game that's a more adult game that has significant nudity or adult content in, go to Blue Twitch. There are separate spaces for that.
But even on
reason.
Blue Twitch, they got told off.
They got told off because they have a model that looks like it's a child. The issue is not that they were streaming there. The issue is that the person who was streaming, their model looked like
underage.
The model looked like a lolicon model. It was there as lolicon bait.
Yeah.
And
they
you know what?
they
Actually,
were
let me.
doing.
Yeah, they really did. Let me see if I can find this VTuber and share this because I looked them up just the other day. Where were they? Because I found them. Yeah, here it is. So obviously I can't share this on stream because of
No. Let's not get banned.
Inappropriateness of this. Yeah, let's not get banned. But I am gonna send this to Dan and try and share like this one.
I'm gonna guess their age immediately. Okay, I'm just gonna say what age I think they are based on their model look.
Let's see if I can find.
If you can find it.
Yeah, I found their crash out here.
But this is the thing I like about the Dan and Dan chat is that even though we can agree to disagree in things. Oh, hang on.
So this is showing initially the text. You have to actually click through to see the image of the model.
The lag that's gonna come from clicking this. Hold on, stream. Oh, the lag! Here it comes. Oh, let's have a look.
Let me see if I can keep digging and find like an actual appropriate like picture of her model.
Monday morning, welcome in. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Monday.
You're pretty too. The thing you sent me is literally a half body image.
Well, she's just showing like, hey, this is what it looks like. What's wrong with this?
Oh.
But like, yeah, like here's an image from their pinned tweet that's like, this is what the top half.
I mean, they're saying the hips are obviously adult proportions.
Like that's what the top half of the body looks like right there.
Oh, hang on.
Like,
nah. You see,
yeah,
that's the 5-year-old.
Yeah, like here's like, yeah, here's like the fucking meet and greet picture she has. Like this is clearly somebody using an inappropriate model that's trying to cater to a certain fan base, and they should not be in not for work spaces. No, if she streams on Twitch with this model and she keeps it safe, fine. I don't like it. I have her blocked because I'm just like, I don't want to deal with this person.
You don't want that in your space.
If
that is perfectly fine.
If she keeps it safe and keeps it above board, you know what? I ain't gonna fuck with it. Not bad phrasing. The hips are dull. Look at the top. No. That's yeah. What are you sharing this on your end? How does Robbie know?
I'm not showing.
But yeah, no. Like there are some indications that like this person has started to mature, but they're not done. They're a child. And this person also, when I was digging through it before, they have a version of their model that just is like completely nude except for like covering up the nipples and genitals. The literal example I gave you earlier is like exactly what she's trying to get away with wearing. And it's like, no, never. Because the problem is people are just too fucking stupid and they're too inappropriate. They're too dumb and they try and push shit in areas they should not be doing. And I don't know why they do it.
I'm going to segue us because we've exhausted this. So you mentioned that this month is like Men's Mental Health Month. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time to just stress the importance of looking after yourselves. You know, there are more men out there that choose to end their lives than those of feminine or non-binary. I want to see anyone that uses trauma as adult. Disgusts. There you go. There you got the spelling there, Evie. Foxy. Anyway.
Yeah.
Men's Mental Health Month. Woo! Let's move to
Take
that
care of
topic.
yourselves.
Please
Talk to your friends. Talk to your homies. Take care of each other. Check on people. Drink more water.
This one for Mental Health Month. This BGM is good for Mental Health Month. Yeah, Men's Mental Health Month. Please look after yourself. Check on your friends. Ask each other. Like, look at this, Dan.
Mm-hmm.
How is your mental health today?
Not too bad. Could use a little bit more sleep, but that's normal. Been kind of twitchy to get back to this game I've been playing. A little bit lonely. Been having some people that I've been trying to hang out with, and I don't get as much time with them as I'd like. So I'm gonna try and get some more time with them later this weekend.
Good, you're being proactive. I'm proud of you. Keep that up, and maybe take a nap later today if you need a bit more sleep.
I'll make it some comfort food later. I might order some pizza stuff.
Comfort food is a temporary fix though.
Well, see, what I do, pizza place near me has a special where if you get at least 2 items, they're discounted down to like $7 each. Like I usually get like a pizza, some chicken, and a salad. And I eat a bunch of it like the day I get there, and then I usually have the salad like the next day.
No, you are salading in order to reduce the effect of having the pizza and the fried chicken.
Look, I'm just getting a whole bunch of stuff at once, so I have meals for a couple of meals.
I see. Enjoy your food, Nova.
Right.
Thank you for the luck.
Enjoy your food, yes.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you're looking after yourself.
Yes. So Dan, how are you doing this month? How are you doing today? You knew this was coming.
Alright, I might as well be honest, because I can't necessarily be like, hey, mental health month, be honest to friends, tell them how you are, blah blah blah, and then not be honest. So I have had a couple of struggle days this week. A lot of there was a day where I felt very distance from my brain. I couldn't really function a lot. That could have been the infection though, causing a fever that was causing the brain fog. So I'm not letting that affect me too much. Now though, I'm more stable than I have been in a while in terms of my mental health, and I want to hope, I'm optimistic that for the rest of this month it's gonna go up, but I'm gonna be honest, very on the ice, fragile kind of mental health state at the moment, in that there are days when I just want to cry but I can't, and that can be frustrating. So I am dealing with that by watching something sad, and then I realized I didn't want to cry at all. I'm just feeling lonely, so I then surround myself with friends.
That's good.
Gosh,
interesting.
I was very honest there.
Yeah. So one, definitely, I can appreciate.
Thank you for the support.
I can definitely sympathize with the feeling sick and questioning everything in life. That was me this week. My tummy was real upset with me on Tuesday, and has been for the last few days. It's getting better. It's improving. But man, Tuesday afternoon, I'm like, what is happiness? I have forgotten such a dream. All I know is the desperate pleading for this godforsaken stomach bug I got to just stop. Or whatever I had.
Well,
I ended up having a really. Monday wasn't too bad. Monday was like my stomach was acting up a little bit. I'm like, oh, no, it's just fine. It'll be fine tomorrow. And Tuesday morning, I was running the bathroom every 30 minutes all morning long. Just wrecked me. And it slowed down Tuesday afternoon. It was getting better on Wednesday, but I still was I don't know how. I don't know if it was over or not. So I ended up taking Wednesday off work. And then Thursday was Juneteenth, a holiday in the US. So I was off work for that day, and I'd already scheduled off Friday. So I've actually been off since Wednesday of last week. And just trying to take care of myself because that's important. You take days off to rest when you're feeling bad. Also, but I was gonna say, biggest thing for mental health, because it's been the thing I've been exploring for the last few years, and one of the biggest things that I know us streamers don't get enough of for mental health, if I can give a bit of advice, consistent sleep schedule. It's not just the amount of hours you get in a day, it's the times you go to bed and wake up. Keep those consistent and keep those at a healthy level for you. It will do an enormous amount of good for your mental health. Monday morning, thank you for the follow. But yeah, it's a fantastic book that I have.
Anna's calling me out.
I'm calling out every fucking VTuber on this site, myself included.
Help me.
Yeah, but
that is
definitely.
I try so many things, from my therapy stuff, all through to like just the well-being advice I give other people, I do myself. Like, so frustrating. Time for some self-care.
So I want to recommend this book to you and to people here in chat as well. I'll send it in Discord so you can you have it as well. But How to Be Miserable: 40 Strategies You Already Use by Randy J. Patterson.
This
is like my mental health.
We have a hydration post second stretch. We should probably do
nice,
that.
Thank you. But yeah, this is a book that is basically like, it's a strategy guide for making yourself feel worse, with the idea of being like, so don't do the things in this book. Like, the book's actually written in a tongue-in-cheek way of like, hey, if you want to make yourself worse, like one example is like, caffeine in low doses is shown to be a mood improver and a focuser, so we're going to triple the dose of recommended amount of caffeine. That'll make you jittery and uncomfortable. Also probably mess up your stomach too. And it's like, oh, like there's a whole chapter that they just call it Better Living Through Chemistry, and it's like, yeah, illegal drugs, yeah, that'll mess up your life. I mean, miserable, take some of those, or don't. You know, if you really want to get on drugs, the most commonly abused ones are legally and perfectly socially accepted. It's caffeine and alcohol. It's like, yeah, it's very tongue-in-cheek. It's a great read. The audiobook's even better. But yeah, definitely check it out. But literally the first thing in that book is like, hey, you wanna make yourself feel worse? Mess with your sleep schedule. Not just don't get enough, but like don't get enough overtime. Like just constantly wake up and go to sleep at different times, run yourself ragged for long periods of time. Like, if you can fix your sleep schedule, that is so good for everything else. Because you're operating with more spoons, and it's good.
Yeah, that's true.
So, but I do recommend checking out the book. This is, to be clear, not a sponsor. It's just a book I really, really, really like, and it's good information.
Like
so like the channel Terribly Wrong Advice. Probably a little bit foxy, yeah.
Terrible writing advice.
Oh, terrible writing advice, yeah. Is pulling an all-nighter good for resetting a sleep schedule? They don't say that, but maybe. It's one of those things, like, depends on how far you are on that edge of things. I would say probably, rather than pull an all-nighter, take a nap. Like, get some rest, because you're going to be real brain foggy by the time you get to the actual sleep the next time. Because by that point, you'll be up for, like, close to 48 hours. And, yeah, it'll be, like, 36 hours awake, which is pretty rough. So get some sleep, but, like, then, yeah, try to, the next night, get that starting sleep. If you got to work out beforehand, if you got to do something to, like, make yourself mentally fatigued so you can sleep, you know, avoid your phone, avoid electronics and stuff before bed. Definitely avoid anything with the news or anything like that. Like, make it so that you can't get distracted. You just go to bed and you go to sleep. You don't have things in the bedroom distracting you.
This is where I disagree with you, because, for example, say someone has had to pull an all-nighter for, like, studying or something, then I would definitely then say my advice is to stay hydrated as much as you can and stay awake as long as you can. But when your body calls you for sleep, give in and go to sleep, no matter what the time is. Like, if you have to leave work, you just say to your boss, like, you suddenly feel really sick and you need to go, just go home. All right. Because if you don't and you stay awake, you then enter sleep deprivation. And the most risky thing with sleep deprivation is you wake up more. You no longer feel tired, you no longer feel sleepy, you feel like you can keep going. But the crash is all the while creeping up on you step by step. And as soon as it hits, that's when you develop sleeping problems, sleep disorders, anything of that sort. It can impact your eating, it can impact your mental health. Like I said, going back to my original point, stick with I am the pinnacle health because I'm always tired. No,
Robbie, you're not. Take care of yourself, buddy.
My advice is, if you're finding you're not sleeping enough, first thing, get a blood test done. Check your vitamin D levels. Maybe you're vitamin D deficient. Second thing, try and change the angle you sleep at. If you're finding that you're always sleeping like laying down, move your pillows so that you're sleeping sitting up. Maybe, just maybe, you are sleeping in a position where you end up snoring and you're unaware of it, and you actually have something like sleep apnea or something, and it's causing you to be tired because you're not actually breathing enough during your sleep. You're not getting enough oxygen while you're asleep, and that is another thing that can happen.
Make sure the temperature is comfortable too. If it's cooler, it'll be easier to sleep than it is if it's hot. As much as you're able to, at least.
I am vitamin D deficient as well. Well, that's something you need to go to your doctor about then, because they can give you injections, weekly injections, depending on where you are. I mean, if you're in the UK, then they can give you weekly injections for that for free.
I don't think Robbie's in the UK based on his accent, because I've talked to him before. Thank you for the stretch, Pickles. I weekly take thousands of my milligram pills. Yeah. Okay.
Oh dear.
So Robbie, I'm going to veer into the silly now for a minute and say, are you saying you need more D in your life? Is that what you're going here, Robbie? Is this a long-winded D joke? I know it's not, but I have to tease you a little bit.
Loki,
your body just drains that D faster than you get it. And I do if you're offering down, Robbie. Behave.
You're the down bad one here, Dan. You did that.
Oh, I did, and I do, and yeah, no, I'm teasing. I've actually been fiddling around with voice acting stuff a little bit, and I'm starting to get more consistent voices that I can repeat, because I definitely have like a high pitch one that I can do pretty easily and just jump right into. And you've obviously heard me lower my voice and put a little bit of butter on it, but then I can take that voice and like add a little bit of gravel and like grit to it and make it sound pretty good. And then I have one that I'm trying to get it consistent. I'm not there yet, but my code name for it is just the Wolf. And let's just say I accidentally used it on somebody one time without realizing quite how much that they would like that type of voice until like several weeks later when I put the pieces together and I'm like, hey, wait a minute, and they're like, yep.
Okay.
Funny. I love it.
Yes, mental health month. But it's also mental health year. All year. Every year. For the rest of your life. Look after yourself. Or I will find you. And I will
tuck you in for a nap.
Force you to have a nap.
Yes. Yeah. But okay, so that's your topic for Men's Mental Health Awareness Month, which is great and is a good topic. So I have one more for mine, which is actually probably going to be a short one.
Let's do that now before the ads.
Yeah, I have one more short one, and then I think we've got like a half hour for the next batch of ads. But then we've got your last one, which is going to be long, and then we've got our closing statement.
Ads are at the top of every hour in bottom right of your OBS.
Yep.
So in 7 minutes.
The top of every hour? It says it's 2:30 for me, Dan.
No. On your OBS, how long you've been live, that little timer. When it gets to 2 hours, there'll be another ad break.
Yes, in 30 minutes.
Huh?
Oh, right, because we started late. Right, yes.
Yeah.
My brain's catching up now.
We've been streaming for 1 hour and 53 minutes. In 7 minutes,
Yes,
there's an ad break.
I forgot we were 30 minutes late. My apologies. I was letting you off the hook, but now I've remembered.
And it's just me at a family gathering. How it is.
Yeah. We can probably get through my next one pretty quick then, because honestly, it's me
Right.
complaining about Twitter and how bad it is right now. Because Twitter's not good.
So we're going from me complaining about my mental health and how bad it is, and us complaining about sleep
I mean,
schedules and how bad it is.
It's a good segue
We're
from bad mental health to
segueing
Twitter.
into how bad Twitter is. Okay, take it away.
So I was paying for Twitter Blue, one of their higher ranking plans that got rid of all the ads for me.
Gross.
And I know. Well, originally I was paying $8 a month for access to TweetDeck because I really like TweetDeck, and I'm like, I had this before for free. I really miss it. I'll give them $8. Okay, you know what? These ads are really annoying. For another $8, I can make the ads go away. Well, back in May, I actually noticed something on my budget that I'm like, hey, why did I get charged like $40 on Twitter? What was this for? They increased the price for the ad-free plan and didn't tell anybody. So it was $40 instead of 16. So I am out of that plan now.
They increased it to $40.
Something like that. Like they doubled the price. Yeah.
No.
And they didn't tell anybody. So now I'm back on the plan that does show me reduced ads, but I do see them. Oh my God, these are awful. Like half of it's like stock bullshit or crypto bullshit, but the ones that mess with me the most are the ones where it's like somebody paid for a promotion on a reply to a post that they have with, like, they're having an argument with somebody else, and they're like, no, Bob, you are a dick because I caught you in bed with Susan. Like, they paid for a promotional ad on something silly like that, and I'm like, what is wrong with you idiots?
I don't get those. I get gaming ads.
Oh, I get them. I get the weirdest stuff. I got
Temu. Ugh.
I got one. Oh yeah, Temu. But I got one today that's like somebody's like, something. What was it?
I think it's hilarious that
something like praying to God to accept me as I am, or accept the fact that I'm a old woman using Instagram filters on my pictures to feel prettier. It's like
oh my
what
God.
the fuck is? Why did you pay for an ad promotion for this? And of course it's like, a simple name with a whole bunch of numbers after them. Like just block all this shit. It's all bad.
That's why I do. I block as well. Yeah.
Yeah, when I can. There's a very few of them, like like Temo example of like you can't block.
You can't block them. Yeah, I know. For example, let me quickly open my Twitter and tell you how quick it is for me to find an ad I cannot block. All right. Okay. Oh, here's one I can block. Lovely.
My first one here. I can block it. It is a giveaway for. It looks like Funko Pops and other weird mystery stuff. I don't really care about that.
So far I've been pretty lucky. I can block the first 3 I found.
Deleted Twitter ages ago because of the AI thing and never looked back. Yeah, that's pretty rough too. Just for me, like it is my social media site. I've used it for like 15 years now. I love it. Like, the good parts of Twitter are still good, but yeah, it's just being run by a narcissistic asshole, and he's basically driving it into the ground. Amount of art scammers I saw on Twitter, yeah. But I mean, honestly, like, it's always the people. Hey, there's my ad starting in 5 minutes. It's always the people that make or break a site, because, like, there was a bit of a controversy on Blue Sky recently because, okay, this is going to go back to VTuber drama a little bit. So Kirsch Vestal is a VTuber that's on like the right politically, has a pretty bad reputation among more liberal VTubers, and ended up having another VTuber write like a hit piece that also does like journalism, wrote a hit piece against her in Vice, the news organization Vice. And it was such a bad hit piece that, like, not only was it ineffective, they basically laughed this journalist off of Twitter, and she ran to Blue Sky. And she was on Blue Sky, and she's like, no, we need to like rebrand VTubing, call it something different, and make sure that this space doesn't get taken over by the right, by the alt-right and the Nazis and the bad people. And that lasted for about a week before this person went back to Twitter, praised Pimkin Pippa of FaZe Connect, who is more liberal Twitter, more liberal more liberal VTuber crowds don't like Pippa either for the same reason. And basically, like, the fact that she went to Blue Sky and said, like, Kirsch bad, Pippa good. Like, Blue Sky people bullied her so much she deleted her fucking Blue Sky and is back on Twitter now.
No, that's so sad.
So, like, no, it's not. This person is very much just like looking for attention and it's just making drama out of everything by
that's
just
sad.
being an idiot. Like, because even the like thing that they were trying to do to like rebrand VTubing, like a friend was messaging me about it. And I'm like, this whole thing like comes across as like a fucking purity ring. This is weird. Like, I'm 40 years old. I'm not doing this shit. And my friend's like, yeah, no, this is weird. I agree too. And it fell apart like a week later because the person behind the whole thing is just like, no, they're no. I like looking at pretty art. Yeah. Like, there's a bunch of pretty art on Blue Sky. It's definitely not a dead platform. It's just, if you're trying to do full-time content creation, it's not there yet. But like, you need people on it putting content there for the people on Blue Sky to look at, because otherwise, like, it'll never grow.
Okay. Yeah.
But yeah. But that's my crash out for Twitter is like, yeah, no, I lost my no ad access, and boy oh boy, ads are prevalent and stupid. So, but that's been a thing that's happened the last few months. So I have like a minute and a half before the ad break.
We were talking about how bad Twitter has gotten, Nova.
Yeah.
We can go to ads early because our next thing is gonna be our last topic.
Or our last topic before we talk about like what we have coming up and stuff. Yeah.
Oh yes, yeah. Our last topic before we talk about the future.
The future.
Wish
yeah,
I could
so I'm gonna
add
trigger my
reverb to my voice there, but no.
Yeah, that'd be nice. But yeah, I'm gonna trigger my ad break a little bit early, and then we'll come back and we will talk about Dan's last topic.
Let's ask chat if you know how to add reverb to our voices. Let us know. Be great. Thank you.
Let Dan know. Are there tools? Are there resources? Are there websites? Are there services? Is there hardware? Let him know.
Well, if I know, I'll then teach you.
Recommend it to Dan. Put it on his throne.
Let's just go. Yes. Let's go to break.
Ad break.
Alrighty, we are coming back, everybody. I hope you are ready for us to return.
We are back on my end, and they just heard that part.
Good.
But tying into our last topic, Nova said they still use Twitter, but limit their usage to following a couple specific users, and anything beyond that is opening a can of worms. Not worth it. I agree. And I also said, don't use the For You tab. That thing is terrible.
Agreed. So
Also, avoid Grok. Grok bad. Grok Elon AI generative tool bad.
agreed, 100%. So the final thing is, we have just gone through the gaming showcase season. For those who have been watching my content, you'll know I covered quite a lot of don't tempt them, Aravi. Don't tempt them. They will do that if you are not careful. Because Twitch would definitely take the money in order to do that.
God. They would. They really would.
So we have just come to the end of the gaming showcase season. So I wanted to touch on that for a bit and see if there was anything that caught your eye this year. Yeah, anything at all, really.
So I have a game that I've been having on my eye for a while now. I follow like one of the pixel artists working on this game. It's a really fascinating concept. No, Foxy, that is hilarious. They're complaining Grok went woke and they're gonna reprogram it. It's like no. They went off to college and they realized Dad's an asshole. Of course they did, because he is. So this game is called Grave Seasons by Perfect Garbage. Perfect Garbage is the studio or the developer.
I've heard of that. It's on my wish list.
I probably recommended it to you because it is a murder mystery farming sim where one of the townsfolk is randomly chosen to
Each
be
time
a
you play
supernatural killer. And they put out a
Yeah.
trailer showing what the killer looks like. It's a werewolf, dude. It's a heckin' werewolf. I've actually got the link here on Blue Sky. I'm checking it out now. I will send it to you.
Oh, it's fine. I don't need it. Thank you though. I remember it now. Yeah, the trailer was literally that. Every time you play it, one of the NPCs is like randomly chosen to become the killer.
Yep.
And the game then just does all the coding. There's all that coding inputted, so it just activates from there, and bam, you're in the game.
Yep.
So.
And it is a randomly selected supernatural murderer in town, and that's what the game is about. It's stopping that murderer. But it's interesting and it's fascinating and it's a cool, like, the art looks good, the design looks good, the concept is amazing. This has been on my list of things for like the last 2 years, and I am super hyped and into this, but I don't know what's gonna happen because the trailer just shows like you go off into the woods to meet this person for a date. This thing shows up behind them and grabs her and runs off into the woods and just kills your date.
Oh,
And they're just dead. They're just dead. Like, and yeah, it's spooky as hell, but it seems amazing. But that's the one that really caught my eye. It's like, yes, we got a trailer for this. We got a release year.
Am I social cues? Yeah, sure, Cinco. I have tons of social cues. What social cues do you want, huh?
I tried to social cue once, but I scratched.
Because I missed you all my life.
Oh, it's picking up a lot. I like it.
Psychic
I like it. It's
damage taken. Ooh.
Nice.
How could you?
Oh, I heard a great dad joke on, I think it was actually Isla Ann's channel. You know Isla. You've hung out with her. She sees.
What's the joke from Isla's channel?
So she said, a man walked into a bar and he goes with the bartender who asks, "What do you want?" The man says, "Could I have some fruit punch?" The guy says, "Sorry, you have to get in line." The guy's like, "What do you mean?" "Well, if you want some punch, you gotta get in line." The guy looks around and trying his best, he was never able to find the punchline.
Oh my god.
It's a terrible one.
That's even worse.
It is. I love it. Isla's great for puns.
Senko,
I watch your streams and puns.
5 out of 10. Dan, 3 out of 10.
Yes, I'll get that one eventually.
Oh no, Senko, not another one. Are you an artist? Here we go, everyone. No.
Is it a drawn to you one? Are they drawn to you?
It's no fun when you guess.
You're really good at drawing my attention, to be honest. Yep, there we go, drawing one.
Okay, that one was kind of nice. I'm gonna say that's an 8 out of 10. I liked that one.
I was also wondering if they were gonna go like, "You leave me panting," but instead of panting, they say painting.
That did give me a little blush. You know, a little. Thank you. Yes.
Are you a grocery store? Oh, I know this one.
Oh no, are we just gonna have jokes for the rest of the stream? That's okay.
Hey, they're checking you out.
You can check me out.
I'm getting overwhelmed just thinking about. Oh, that wasn't the punchline. It's better. Bless you, Senko. Bless you.
Why? Anxiety. I get it.
Yeah. But no, Grave Seasons was my one big one that I'm looking forward to. I don't really have anything beyond that I picked up, because I watched like the one by Jeff, like the guy behind the Game Awards. Like I watched his one. Oh, yeah. Final Fantasy Tactics. They're putting Tactics on the PlayStation Network, on PlayStation consoles. So they're remastering Tactics, which is a fantastic thing.
Senko, please go and get some food, please. Thank you.
Yeah, get some food.
Okay, so it's coming to everything. Oh.
Is it coming to everything? I thought Tactics wasn't coming to. I thought it wasn't coming to Steam. I have to double check Steam.
Oh, there's so many here. I'm gonna quickly go through them, like speedrun.
Oh, it is coming to Steam. It's going on the wish list. September 30th.
All right, we have Mungo Star Drive. It's a gacha game. Pragmata. It's the one with the little girl and the robot, and she's got tech powers. Hirogami. He's literally a origami hero that can change.
Oh, I saw that one. That look kind of
There's a demo. There's a demo for it. I recommend you give it a try and try it out. Snap and Grab. I think that's one where you take pictures, and it's really cozy. Big Walk. That's where I love that one. Mixtape. Dose of Divas. Please watch the artwork. It's like please, comma, watch the artwork. Consume Me. Resident Evil 9 Requiem, obviously.
fair.
Leaf Blower Co. Story Seasons Grand Bazaar. The first Story Seasons game to ever catch my attention, I will say.
Ooh, nice.
Luma Island. Is This Seat Taken? Make Room. Ambra.
Is This Seat Taken? What? Tell me more about Is This Seat Taken? That caught my interest. That's an interesting name.
So, the premise is you are you're just like someone who has to place passengers into certain seats depending on their likes and dislikes.
Okay. So it's a management sim one. I thought it was going to be like a dating sim visual novel, because I could see that where like you meet people while taking business trips. And that's your line of like you walk up to people, it's like, is this seat taken? And you're just like, ooh, yeah, I like that. But no, I like management sims too, but the dating one, oh, that's living rent free in my head.
There's Make Room, which is about I think it's about packing up your room. So unpacking was about unpacking your room. This one is about packing your room, I think. No, Make Room is about you make rooms, and you can make and design furniture and put them into the rooms, that kind of thing. It's a cozy game. There's Ambroise Nifiletti and the Gleamed Bell. So this one is kind of like a Layton game in that the bell is stolen and you must find who stole the bell and why and all this other stuff.
If Untitled Goose Game taught me anything, I bet it's a real bastard if they took the bell.
There's Vending Dokkan, Haunted Paws, The Guardian of Nature, Seasonala Cemetery, which is completely free right now. There's Omelette You Cook. So, Omelette You Cook kind of thing. Fireside Feelings, that one's kind of a cute one.
Sounds vaguely familiar, yeah.
Yeah, so two people who are struggling in life end up they just put everything on pause and they just decide to go camping, like of their own accord, separately. And then they meet each other at the fire, and the fire does this whole like Howl's Moving Castle Calcifer kind of thing where it comes to life and is like, hey, you look troubled. And that's how the trailer ends.
It's kind of nice.
All Rise, Gecko Gods. Oh, this is it. One Move Away. That's the one where you have to pack your stuff away. It's like a sorting simulator kind of thing. I think Hotel Galactic. That is a dating game.
Okay.
There's Out and About, which is a game that teaches you about nature and how to identify plants in the real world as well as like through the game. Collector's Cove, Town to City, Fishbowl, Cappy Castaway, which is about Capybara and a crow, and they have to like Letters to Arala, which honestly, all I'm gonna say is big giant butts. That is it. Asocial Giraffe, so an antisocial giraffe. Asocial Giraffe. Then there's Matchmaker Dungeon Heart, which is a dating dungeon game. Soggy Beans, which is
Soggy Beans, you say?
Soggy Beans. It's
Soggy Beans.
a cozy. I think it's a cozy game. I'm not entirely sure. Then there's Burger Boys and Doggy Don't Care. So the dog's owners go out, and it turns out the dog is a villain all along, and you play as the dog, ruining and making mayhem.
Oh, I kind of like that.
So that's where I'm up to so far. There have been others. There's a game that's out now called Peak, that is like you and your friends trying to climb to the peak of a mountain, in like
Nice.
different levels and things, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun, especially when your friends are like, oh, I could totally climb this area of the mountain, and then their stamina bar hits 0, and you just hear them go, nope, I'm dead, goodbye. And because it's got proximity chat, as they're falling, it literally echoes them, so they're like, goodbye.
Yeah, okay, that's fun.
You can revive them if you go get them.
Nice.
That's all my gaming showcases stuff. That is it.
Yeah, so I missed a lot of it. I think I watched the
I've still got so many.
I watched the Jeff one with the guy from the Game Awards.
PC gaming.
I think
show,
I watched
that one.
Yeah, I watched I think I watched a little bit of the PlayStation one too, maybe. We did talk a little bit earlier about how there's going to be some new handheld consoles coming out.
Bloody Microsoft announcing a handheld console that you can play Steam on, Epic Game Store games, and more.
Yeah, and then also I mentioned to Dan that I had heard that PlayStation was trying to, or was thinking about releasing a handheld console alongside the PS6 when that comes out in a couple years. So they didn't announce it, but they're like, it's in the works.
It's not a couple of years, my friend. I think we could see the PS6 next year.
I thought I heard them say 27. So it might be early 27. But honestly,
sorry. We'll get the first trailer for it next year, is what I'm predicting.
Oh, probably, yeah.
Unless
But on
they do what Nintendo did and do a release announce within the same 3-month window span kind of thing.
I purely think Nintendo did that out of fear of the tariffs, because if the tariffs had gone into place, that would have killed the Switch 2's US sales. It would not have sold
But
in the US.
does that mean the Switch 3 or whatever comes next for Nintendo, is that screwed because of the tariffs? Or will Nintendo wait until a new president comes in, scraps the tariffs completely, and then be like, hey, here's a new console?
The Switch 3 is like several years out, because the 2 just released. So, yeah, I think by that point we're gonna have time to see what the long-term effect of these tariffs are and whether or not they need to be completely removed, or whatever needs done to make everybody a little less freaked out about things, because that's kind of the biggest thing from the tariff announcement, was like it scared the hell out of everybody, because they're like, yeah, it should be some, it won't be that bad. What do you mean everybody pays 20%? What the fuck? Like, yeah. It was not what we were expecting. And 20% of a $500 order for the Switch 2 plus Mario Kart is a $600 console, which, yeah, that.
So the Switch right now is 600.
No. So if you buy the Switch 2, it's $450. If you get the Mario Kart bundle with it, it's $500.
Right.
But if it's 20% tariff, 10% is $50. 20% would be $100. So it go from $500 to $600. Yeah.
So the bundle right now, if you want to switch, it's $600.
No, the tariffs aren't in place. The tariffs are not in place yet.
Oh yeah, they paused them, didn't they?
They paused them. They scared the shit out of everybody, and then they basically like, okay, we're gonna pause it for everybody except for China. Oh, actually, no, we are unpausing it for China, or we are pausing it for China, and blah 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 blah. So the whole thing was full of sound and fury, signifying nothing, and they're gonna deal with it later. But it scared the bejesus out of everybody. And Nintendo's like, we ain't fucking with this. We're releasing our console now. And if people miss out on getting it for cheap, we can just be like, well, sorry, we tried to get it out to you in good numbers as soon as we could, but you just didn't get it fast enough. Like, yeah, okay. So, yeah, but no, there's some console news for the next generation of consoles. Nintendo got theirs out, quote unquote, first. I mean, their next generation console is equivalent to Sony's previous generation console, not even the current, the previous. So like, yeah, the Switch 2 ain't even a PS5, it's a PS4, which is still plenty strong, but it's hard to pack all that into a handheld. Same way it's hard to pack like PC gaming into a laptop. It ain't there ain't enough space. But I've got a couple games on because I'm looking at my Steam wish list right now for like what's coming out soon, and there's a couple games that I'm interested in. There was one that I saw that's not here. I think it might just be a Sony exclusive for now, where it's like a bit of like a Devil May Cry action game set in London, like post-apocalypse, that is tied into like Arthurian legend.
Oh, okay. But
that one seemed really cool. That one seemed really cool.
Oh, I think I saw that and it didn't interest me.
It interested me. I was cautiously optimistic about that one. But there's also one. I don't think it was on this one. It was on something else a while back. A game called Ruby Knight. RUBINITE.
Ruby Knight. Okay.
But it is a Souls-like boss rush. There's no small enemies. It's just a hyper difficult boss rush. It's basically like what was it called? I played it even. Damn it. But yeah, it's basically all you do is fight bosses, and it's just you slam your face into them until you kill them. But it's challenging, it's interesting, the pixel graphics are good. Like it's a really interesting looking game. And I'm not trailing off here so I can go and find that other game I played that I'm totally blanking on.
I'm just gonna dancing on the stream, it's okay.
Fury! F-U-R-I, Fury. That's the one I was thinking of. Anyway, but it's like Fury in that it's just basically like all you fight are bosses. There's no small monsters. It's just you fight the boss, you get the materials, you upgrade yourself a little bit, and then you go to the next boss. So there's a demo out for it now. You fight 2 bosses in that. They're both good, challenging fights, and then you get some interesting bits of information for the plot and story.
Lovely.
But yeah, it seems very cool. But that one's really on my list. There's also Power Wash Simulator 2 that's supposed to be coming out sometime this month. Or not this month, this year. There's a game called Witch's Bakery.
If I could heart that Nova, I would.
That is a indie lore-rich adventure game, but it's like a side-scrolling one where you're a witch working at a bakery. It seems kind of cool.
The Nova said, Nintendo has 18 to 24 months to make a mark, because I suspect Microsoft and Sony will come with everything for the next generation of consoles next year. That's an emote. What emo is that? That is Nope's emote. Okay. And of course, you cannot ignore the growth of the Steam Deck.
Yeah, I agree with you. Nintendo is really got to have some good exclusives to keep people on the console, because they can't pull.
I'm telling you now, they won't.
I mean, there's the Donkey Kong one that I heard people saying some good things about that one. I'm not sold on it personally. There's that one. I think Duskblood is going to be a big one. Like, you're not wrong where you're like, wait a year for it to go to PC, but it could also be a game like Bloodborne where it just never goes to PC ever. And there are people like my friend who absolutely will day one buy Duskblood, and that the entire reason she bought a Switch 2 at launch, on launch day, was so she could have one for Duskblood when it comes out next year. She's also a streamer, so she's streaming it too. So like, it's.
I mean, I think it is. I'm just not going to comment on that.
Yeah, Robbie here said, "Listen, I'm a Souls fan. Played them all, but at the same time, I'm good." Yeah, no, that's fair. If y'all draw your line at the Switch 2, that's a fair line. I'm just letting you know, there's people like my friend who will fucking buy it. they did, and they want to play one game. But,
okay.
Yeah.
My social battery is now drained. I'm very sorry.
Nope. Fair.
But I lasted 2.5 hours. So, hey.
Hey. Do we want to do our quick what we have planned coming up?
No, I don't. I literally have to go now. I haven't eaten. I'm so sorry.
Sorry. We should have pushed it back by another 30 minutes so you could have gotten something to eat. I'm sorry.
No, it's not your fault. It's my own. I shouldn't have been late. Technically, it's my brother's fault. Anyway. Yeah.
But
I don't even have energy for an outro. I love you all.
All right. Take care, everybody. Remember to take care of yourselves this month and every month. And we will see you again for the next Dan and Dan. Ta-ta, everybody.
Bye-bye. Oh, wait. We should raid. Oh.
Yes, we should raid. But I thought you had to go right now.
Yeah, I do. I'm going to quickly just do this and just go raid. To the end screen. Bye, everyone. Thank you for being here for the Dan and Dan of June.
Take care, everybody.